Yo, what's going on? It's Rob O'Neill here. Today we're going to be talking all about how you can create your first information product for free in 24 hours or less. Okay, so it's going to be really cool. I'm super stoked to be teaching you this, and contrary to what you might have been led to believe, this doesn't have to be that difficult. So what I'm going to be doing is showing you the exact process that I use when I'm coming up with a product and when I'm creating the content to put in that product. Because people constantly ask me, like, Rob, what content do I need to put in my product? What order should I put it in? You know, do I need to put this in or that in? This solves all those problems for you, and it makes it really easy, really fast, and really straightforward to actually create the content and create your product. So what I want you to do right now is have a little think about one specific problem that you could solve for your marketplace. Now, if you don't have a niche yet, you don't have an industry or a market you want to serve, or you're really not sure exactly what kind of business you want to go into, don't worry about it. Just do the exercise for the sake of learning this process, because it's going to make it way easier for you down the road when you come to create your products. If you do have a niche or an industry already, like let's say you're a personal trainer, we're going to actually create your first product right now. It's going to be super fast and super easy, and it's going to be really awesome, okay? So it's literally just going to take like the length of this video. It's badass when you learn this. So come up with one specific way that you can serve your market, that you can solve a problem for them. So if we just use the personal trainer as an example, that could be how to get bigger biceps or how to get a bigger chest if you're bodybuilding, right? For marketing, it could be how to get leads in your business. Now, once you've got that specific problem worked out, I want you to take a moment here and come up with 5 steps that you can give them to achieving that goal or to overcoming that problem or getting that solution or whatever, right? So for the bodybuilder example, it might be, okay, you need to add incline bench to your workout. You need to start doing more compound movements like squats, like deadlifts, that kind of stuff, and you need to sort your diet out, and you need to get a stable, sort of solid routine in place. So you're going to come up with 5 steps that are going to help them solve that problem. Now, don't go crazy here writing down content and stuff. Literally just bullet points. Like for the bodybuilder example, like step 1, do deadlifts. Step 2, do squats. Step 3, incline bench. Step 4, diet. Step 5, routine. Something like that. Like literally just bullet point it out. Really simple like that. For me, if I was teaching marketing like this, it could be, okay, how to get leads. Step 1, get attention. Step 2, get them on a list. Step 3, get them interested in your business with expert positioning, so on. Like really straightforward, just bullet points, okay? So take a moment to do that right now. Pause the video if you need to and come back, or just do it as we go along. So once you've got your 5 steps written down there, those steps are going to become the chapters or the modules or the classes or the lessons in your product, okay? And what we're going to do now is for each of those steps or for each of those lessons or modules, we're going to create a product content framework for them using this. Well, actually, this is a framework that I'm going to teach you, which is the why, what, how, do framework, okay? That's a bit of a mouthful, I know. Why, what, how, do. Okay, so we're going to start off with the why. You have to explain to people why they're going to take your step and why your step is important for them to get that result or to solve that problem. Because frankly, people are kind of naturally pretty lazy, they're naturally kind of stupid, and if you don't explain why they need to do it, they're just not going to do it. That's straight up, and then they're not going to get the result. Right? So if you want your products to actually be good, if you want your refund rate to be low, and if you want your customers to get results, you need to explain why they're doing it. So that's what we're going to start off with. And again, we're just going to use bullet points here. So write down a bunch of bullet points of why they need to take your steps. Just a couple bullet points for each of your steps. So for example, using the bodybuilder, step 1, it could be, okay, why do you need to do these exercises? Because if you don't do them, you're not going to get the gains that you need to. If you don't do the nutrition, you're not going to have the materials in your body to actually build the muscle, to grow your chest out. If you don't get the sleep in and have a good routine, it's not going to be consistent. You're not going to get that, repeated damage to your muscles that makes them grow bigger, blah, 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 right? I'm not a personal trainer, so forgive me if that's wrong. It's just an example. So come up with a bunch of whys there. For marketing, if I was teaching marketing to someone, my whys might be, okay, well, marketing is the lifeblood of a business, right? If you don't have marketing, you basically don't have a business because you're not going to be getting customers, right? If you don't know how to market and sell products online, the rest of your business is irrelevant. And that sounds a little bit crazy to say, right? But it's true. If you don't have marketing and you don't know how to sell stuff online, the rest of your business is irrelevant. You can create all the products you want. You could have people doing admin and doing, human resource management and accounting and all kinds of stuff in your business. All these other activities that need to take place, customer support. But if you don't have marketing in place, if you don't have customers coming in and sales being made, none of that matters because marketing funds the rest of your business. Right? Similarly, you don't want uncertainty. Okay? So if you don't know how to do marketing, you're always going to be uncertain about where your next paycheck's coming from. Right? Unless you know marketing and you know how to get customers into your business and turn them into sales, turn them into profit, right? You're not going to be sure that you're going to get paid next month. You're always going to have that fear, that uncertainty, and that insecurity, and that's not a good place to be. So you have to master your marketing in order to get rid of those problems, right? So that's the why. So I want you to do the same thing we've just done for that for your product, for your business, right? Go and just write down a bunch of bullet points of why they need to implement each of your 5 steps. Okay, so once you've come up with your whys and your list of little bullet points there, next we're going to move on to the what. And this is quite simply what you're going to be teaching them. So for the personal trainer example, that could be, okay, just very, very straightforward. You're going to do deadlifts, you're going to do squats, you're going to do bench press, you're going to get your nutrition in order, and you're going to get your sleep and your routine in order, right? Straightforward, but get very, very clear on it. This is basically the same as your 5 bullet points that you came up with in the beginning, but I want you to get specific, get very clear on exactly what that is. So for marketing, if I was teaching marketing to someone, that could be step 1, we need to get attention. Right, so that could be running ads, which is what I do, and what I show people how to do to get attention, to communicate with your marketplace. Then you need to get those people and turn them into leads. So you need to get those people who are just strangers, who've never heard of you before, turn them into leads, right? So that you're going to have list building, right? Getting them to opt in, getting them on your email list. Then once you're on your list, you need to actually turn them from a lead into a qualified lead, someone that's actually interested in your business and interested in buying from you. And for that, you're going to use expert positioning, right? Your expert positioning or your brand story to get them engaged, and you're going to give value. All these things are going to help you turn that person from just a cold stranger into a qualified lead. Now, to turn that qualified lead into a paying customer, you're going to use what's called, my pen isn't working very well, you're going to use what's called a conversion mechanism, right? A conversion mechanism. Okay, so that's what that's called when you have something like a sales page or a video sales letter or whatever that's going to turn them into a customer. It's a conversion mechanism. Okay, and that would be essentially the whole process of how you get someone into your business. You turn them into a qualified lead, and then you start actually converting them and selling them products. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. So get very clear on what that is. The clearer you can make it, the better, because like I always say, if you claim to be an expert in something and you can't make it simple and straightforward, you're not an expert. And it's very obvious to everyone else that you're not an expert either. So do something like this. Basically, just get very clear on what that is. And if you know your stuff, that should be fairly easy for you. Now, once you've done that, again, just bullet point it out. Don't go crazy here creating content. We're going to go on to the how. And the how is going to be the meat and potatoes, the bread and butter of your product. This is going to be the core content of your product, and it's going to make up most of what you're delivering. And this is obviously where the step-by-step stuff comes in. So, for example, using the personal trainer once again, if we were saying, okay, how do you go about doing a deadlift? You know, you want to position the bar like so. You want to maybe start off doing a warm-up and then do a set of 50% weight and then build your way up to your max weight or something like that. All that kind of stuff, right? That's the how. For marketing, that might be, okay, how do you actually get attention? Well, you've got to create ads with attractive headlines that grab people's interest. You've got to know what makes an offer compelling, how to actually deliver compelling copy and write compelling copy, all this kind of stuff, how to create a clear call to action to get people's attention and get them onto your list. Right, step-by-step stuff here, or how to get people to opt in, what makes an opt-in page convert well, what makes a good lead magnet, all this kind of stuff. Okay, so that's going to be your how-to, very simple step-by-step stuff. And again, now I want you to go and come up with bullet points for each of your 5 steps here of how they do it. So you're going to have a whole bunch of bullet points for each of your 5 steps, assuming they're actually quite in-depth. But even if they're not, you should have like 4 or 5 at the very minimum. So go and do that now. Come up with a bunch of bullet points, how-tos. So for your squats, that could be, you know, you want to hold the bar like this, you want to position yourself, your body like this, blah, 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 and go and write that down. Now, once you've got that written down, your how, just again, bullet points, not crazy in-depth content yet, we need to go on to the do. And this is very, very important, the do. And this is something that people often overlook, especially when they don't know this framework or a framework like this. People forget to include it. But adding the do in there is going to make your conversions, it's going to make your refund rate a lot lower. So people are going to be more satisfied with your product. Your customers are going to get better results. It's just going to make everything about your product better, okay? And the do is simply action steps, okay? So you're going to give people a set of action steps. So after you've taught them why they need to be taking the steps you're giving them, what they're going to be doing, and how they're going to be doing it, you're going to give them an action step. Okay, now go and do it. Very straightforward. For the personal trainer, that could be, okay, now I want you to go and actually do a squat, do a deadlift, get the feel of it, you know, learn how it's positioned, all this kind of stuff. Okay, so giving people a clear set of action steps makes it internalize the lessons in their mind, in their body. Otherwise they don't learn properly, and also people don't implement. Like, one of the biggest problems in teaching people anything is that you can tell them exactly what to do and they don't implement. By giving them a clear set of action steps, it's going to help them implement, it's going to help them actually take action, and it's going to just make everything more successful for everyone. And like I said, it's going to get your customers better results, which is going to go a long way for you building longevity in your business. So now what I want you to do is take that framework that you've just created here with all your bullet points, and I want you to go ahead and actually create the content for it, right? If you're not going to do it right now, which you should do, I mean, frankly, if I was you, I'd just sit the fuck down right now and I'd spend the next few hours and just create a product. but I know not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone is, has the time, whatever, maybe you're busy. So schedule a specific time right now to do it, because otherwise you're not going to do it, and then you're just going to be a fuck up, and then you're going to complain to me that it didn't work. So take this framework that we've just created, either go and do it now or schedule a time to do it, and actually create the content. Now there's two ways you can create the content. One is the traditional way. You can just write that shit down, okay? You can sit there with your computer, you can type it out, you can write it with a pen and paper, whatever you need to do. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with doing this. Dude, people have been writing books for like thousands of years. There's nothing wrong with just sitting down and writing it, okay? It works perfectly well. Do that if you want to. The other option is go and download this little program called Audacity. You can just Google that word, Audacity. You can download it, and it's basically an audio recorder. So you put that on your computer, and then you can record yourself speaking. So you can just go through these bullet points and talk and speak to your computer, and then record what it's going to say. And you can take those recordings, you can have them transcribed by someone on Fiverr or Freelance, or you can transcribe them yourself. And then you can turn them into a product by editing them into actual nice succinct text, or you can turn them into an audio program or something like that, which is really, really cool too. So that's two really easy ways to create the product. And like I said, it's not going to take you long to do, because you've got this framework. You know exactly what you need to be putting in there. It makes it super easy. And in terms of actually formatting it, the why is your introduction. So if you have a chapter in your book, for example, how to do step X, the why is the introduction to that chapter. The what is the first paragraph or the first page or whatever. The how is the body of that chapter, and then the action step is the conclusion. Or you can use this framework across your whole product. It doesn't really matter, but that's basically how it works. And like I said, just fill in the content. So go do that now. I hope you found this really, really freaking helpful. I look forward to seeing the awesome stuff you're going to create. Let me know. Let me know if this was helpful to you. Let me know what you create. That would be really cool to see. And all the best. We're going to talk about more awesome stuff in the future. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.
I want the world. Yeah, I want the world. Yeah, I want it all. Said I want the world. Yeah, I want the world. I'm coming to get it. Don't care what you heard.